The South Waterfront, where we're standing now in Hoboken, really is a model for what Hoboken's waterfront could be. What we want to do is to extend all the good parts of the park at the South Waterfront, the beautiful landscape design, the protected bike lane, the generous portion of public space right at the water's edge. You want to extend that northward to connect the waterfront using this model in a way that really would put Hoboken on the map in terms of planning waterfront development and public spaces that really work and belong to the people without question. So the key measure of a successful waterfront is that it is unquestionably public. And in order to make that happen, it starts with a plan. And back in 1990, we worked with a number of professionals to come up with a plan for the Hoboken waterfront. And the key to making sure that we had a truly public waterfront was to extend Hoboken's traditional street grid to the waterfront. So the last street at the waterfront, Sinatra Drive, is the dividing line between the upland private development and the linear public waterfront park. And once you cross Sinatra Drive and you come into the waterfront park, you know instinctively you have entered a public realm, a space that belongs to you. And this was our objective, to make sure that it was public, open to people from all walks of life, that there was no question that this was a public space. Now, back in the 1980s, the state established a public walk along the Hudson River, 30-foot state-mandated public walk from the Bayonne Bridge all the way up to the GW Bridge. But as we've seen that waterfront walkway being developed, there's for most of the communities, except Hoboken, there's not that clear delineation between the public and the private. So the public feeling at the waterfront is diminished because they did not start with a plan. They didn't extend the public street grids to the waterfront. So what you have in many of those instances is someone's private backyards abutting the walkway, or you have some large high-rise residential or commercial projects abutting the walkway. And so it may be public, but it doesn't feel like a park. It's not an unquestionably public space. We've been very successful here in Hoboken, clearly because we started with the plan. And so here at the South Waterfront, you have Newark Street, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. All the east-west streets lead you directly to the waterfront. So that provides full public access to this waterfront park. The canopy of shade trees, we have more than a 30-foot walk here. I think it measures some 120 feet. So you have much more generous open space at this part of the waterfront. And you have a protected bike lane, which of course dead ends at 4th Street, so we want to extend that north. So that's our goal, is to make sure that eventually, we've been working at this for 30 years, but eventually we want to make sure from the south end of Hoboken, from the Hoboken train terminal, all the way 1.5 miles up to the Weehawken Cove, that stretch of waterfront be part of the waterfront park.